What's good, Laker Nation? Welcome into the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Marshall Green. We have a loaded show today. We're going to talk about the latest trade rumors that surround the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll also break down the heartbreaking loss last night that the Lakers suffered. And then Dave McMenamin of ESPN had some pretty interesting things to say about the Lakers on possibly switching up the roster. And let's go right to what McMenamin had to say. He said, could the Lakers be active in December once trade restrictions are lifted? Remember, if you signed an extension, you signed a contract in the offseason, you're not trade eligible until December 15th. That's when the trade market really starts to heat up across the NBA landscape. And Dave McMenamin, he was on the Hoop Collective podcast, I believe, and had to say this about the Lakers. He said, what they feel is realistic is playing 500 ball until December 15th when deals start to potentially open around the league, because that's when contracts that were signed this past summer can be traded. And then maybe you can finally make this mythical draft pick trade that's been talked about for months and months and months, sometime in late December to mid-January. The Lakers, they are playing better lately, but they could still use some reinforcements. And I thought we kind of saw that in last night's game. You're up big in the fourth quarter. Kind of just felt like the Lakers ran out of gas a little bit, got a little tired, didn't have the firepower and the depth in the bench to really get it going. It's a game they should have won, no doubt about it. But look, adding more talent to a team that I would say 1 to 15 is probably middle of the pack talent-wise in the NBA. And when you take out the top two players, they're bottom 5, 6, 7 in my opinion. Adding a player, once those contracts that were signed in the offseason become trade eligible, I think that is when Rob Pelinka will go and start to take a look at what the trade market is across the NBA. Dave McMenamin also had this to say about the Lakers, said, there is belief shared by leaders in the Lakers locker room that the team is only a couple of players away from turning this group into a legitimate contender. But acquiring the right players could take multiple trades. When will the Lakers act? And I just want to comment a little bit on what McMenamin said right there. There's people inside the building that think the Lakers are a couple of players away from competing. So does every team in the NBA that's not competing right now. You add a couple good players to any team, and of course they're going to feel like they're good and ready to compete. I do think the Lakers are a trade, or maybe a trade or two, really one difference maker away, I think. You pair LeBron, AD, and a difference maker, I think that gets you back into contention in the Western Conference. But I like McMenamin said, I think there was a window at the beginning of the season that the Lakers were open to make a trade. Now they're seeing what their roster has, and then when we get to December 15th, they will really have an understanding of what they got, what they need, and that's when I would expect for the Lakers to start being pretty active in the negotiations. McMenamin also said this via ESPN, where things stand now is an adjusted timeline for LA. The Lakers expect more teams will be willing to engage them in trade talks after December 15th, when contracts that were signed this summer are eligible. But even with more possibilities opening up, league businesses slow around the holidays. So the odds of any action before mid-January are remote. Is mid-January too late, though, for Los Angeles? Because, look, you're going to be, 40, 30 games in by mid-January? You're going to be close to the halfway point of the season. I get the idea of waiting, because we all know everybody that's not participating and trying to get to the playoffs and chase that Larry O.B. is participating and trying to go get Victor Wembanyama. So once December 15th comes here, teams will have made a decision. Are we going to try to compete? Or are we competing for ping pong balls to draft Victor Wembanyama? That's when you might see teams that are kind of hovering around 500 right now start to sell assets so they can up the chances of their lottery odds to draft Wembanyama. So that could be a time that Pelinka comes in and tries to make a move. But is mid-January too late? I think it is. Do we really need to watch another 2 months of this team to know what they have? Because I think everybody knows they need more. If they really want to put a solid contender on the court, they need at least one more, I would say, difference maker. You're not going to get a star. It's going to be hard to get a star without trading a star. Can you get a difference maker in the trade market while keeping LeBron and Anthony Davis? That is going to be key for Rob Pelinka. But do you the real ones that are watching right now and always tune in. And if you are a real one, I appreciate you for always tuning in. So answer this one for me. Do the Lakers need to make a trade? Let me know what you think. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'd say yes. Look, we know what they are. We know what they need. I think they should make a trade. I think December 15th is probably the date I would circle around. I think mid-January is a little bit too late. But let me know, do the Lakers need to make a trade? Y for yes, N for no. And I can tell you this much. If the Los Angeles Lakers do make a trade, we'll be making a video and getting you guys the details and the info as soon as possible. That's why you subscribe to the Los Angeles Lakers Report by Chat Sports. We pride ourselves on entertaining while also informing and getting you content faster than anybody else when breaking news happens. The best part, there's no paywall over here. There's no special that we're going to offer for 99 cents that you can join the team, even though we're going to offer that all year long. We're not going to do that. You can subscribe for free. Go down right now. Hit that big red button. There's been a lot of buzz surrounding the Windy City and what's going to go on with the Chicago Bulls. With Lonzo Ball being hurt and Caruso being in and out, this team is just not living up to the potential that they thought they had and could be dating back to last season when they were healthy and you saw what LaVine and DeRozan could be. NBA analysis suggested a pair of trades the Lakers and Bulls could make with each other. I mean, the Lakers, they're trying to win now. At least we think they're trying to win now. I don't know if they're all in to win now, but I think the Bulls that only have 2 first-round picks over the next 3 years, and one of those picks being lottery protected from the Blazers, so really you only got one good pick in the next 3 years. Could they be looking to have a hard reset and try to capitalize on some future draft capital in exchange for some of their superstars? This is trade idea number 1 from NBA analysis. The Lakers received DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic, and the Bulls would receive Russell Westbrook and a 2027 first-round pick. I like this trade. I think Vucevic is a little slow-footed on the defensive end, and I think Anthony Davis could help with that. But I think he's a good enough shooter and floor spacer and an offensive weapon where I think he works spacing-wise with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. You had DeMar DeRozan. That kind of hurts the spacing a little bit, but it gives the Lakers another guy that could dominate the ball from time to time and shown you time and time again, even in the playoffs, that this guy can go out and get a bucket. He's a mid-range assassin. He's from the West Coast. This would be a homecoming for him. I think this is a good trade. If I was Plinka, I'd offer this trade. I would make this trade. I don't know, though, if the Bulls would only be okay with getting 1 first-round pick back in exchange for DeRozan and Vucevic that they gave up a couple picks for. The other trade idea that NBA analysis had was Zach LaVine going to the Lakers for Westbrook, your 2 first-round picks that you could trade, and a first-round pick swap in 2028. So when you're weighing these 2 trades, this is more, I would say, of an all-in move on the big 3, being LaVine, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, because you're giving up 2 first-round picks and a first-round pick swap. Whereas the other trade is you keep some flexibility going forward in other deals. You still have that 2029 first-round pick, and you got the pick swap in 2028. I know DeRozan is older than LaVine, but I think he kind of fits better, and I would say with the timeline of this Lakers roster, and you're getting 2 players. I prefer trade 1. I know some people prefer trade 2, but let's look at the players that are in the 2 trades. Zach LaVine so far this year has not had one of his best seasons. I would say he's off to one of his worst starts in the NBA in his career, really, since he became one of the best bucket getters in the league, scoring only 21 points per game. That's not a problem, but it's the fact that you're shooting 40% from the field, and 35 is good, but for LaVine, that's low. He's had seasons of over 40%. He's usually a 50-40, around 90 guy. This year, he's a 40-35 guy. DeMar DeRozan, we know that he is from the free throw line down and in the paint and mid-range area. He's one of the best shot creators and shot takers in the NBA. Smooth, 26, 4, and 5 this year, shooting above 50% from the field. It's just a 3-point shot that's always concerning for me with DeMar DeRozan. How well, I know I said it earlier, I think he fits better because of the timeline. I like that he could dominate the ball a little bit, but I don't think it's a perfect fit. I still think there are some concerns that it's proven time and time again. How do you win around LeBron James? You get defenders and 3-point shooters around him and another guy that can create off the ball. DeRozan can do that, but I worry a little bit about the spacing with LeBron, AD, and DeMar DeRozan. I mean, they're okay 3-point shooters. Anthony Davis is hot and cold. DeMar DeRozan doesn't even really like to shoot him, shooting 32%. That would be my take on it, but I still prefer trade 1. I like getting Vucevic, in this team. I think him and AD could be a pretty lethal big man combo. So the show's not all about me, in my opinion, though. I want to hear from you guys. Pick one of these guys to trade for. Who would you rather the Lakers go out and make a deal for? Type L for LaVine, type D for DeRozan. I want to hear from you down below. Also, make sure you guys get these new sick LeBron James City Edition jerseys. Outside of the Lakers Sunday Whites, I think these are the best jerseys they got. They got the LeBron James one on our website. Shout out to Fanatics. And the deals that they got offering right now, it's not Black Friday anymore. It's not Cyber Monday, but the holidays are here, and the sales are continuing to roll. You should roll over there and get a jersey. Go to chatsports.com/Bronze City. That's chatsports.com/Bronze City. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. So outside of the rumors and stuff, let's actually talk a little bit of hoops right here. The Lakers blew a 17-point lead yesterday, and Pacers rookie point guard Andrew Nembhard, who I watched him in the preseason pretty closely a couple games, and I'm a big fan of his, and he hit a buzzer beater to defeat the Lakers. I mean, you're up 101-84 with 10 minutes left. You have to win that game. You have to win that game. That's when you need LeBron James and Anthony Davis to say, hey, hop up on my back. I'll take you the rest of the way. Pretty disappointing. I'd say it's one of the first really heartbreaking losses of the season. And I know it's November. I don't want to overreact too much, but it's almost December. Then it'll almost be January. Like, we can only keep saying that for so long. The Christmas Day game is less than a month away, and that's usually when people really start to tune in and get the NBA season rolling. I'm not out on the Lakers. I still think they could contend in the West. I think they're a trade away. But losses last night showed me, and I think showed a lot of people, they don't have the necessary depth and the talent to be a top dog in the Western Conference. They got some tough games coming up, though. Portland, they are not an easy team to beat, even without Damian Lillard. Simons is tough. Jeremy Grant, he's really good. I like Josh Hart over there. I think it's a good team. Nurkic is a good player as well. That's going to be tough. Milwaukee, in my opinion, they're the best team in the NBA. Then you got teams like Washington. Kristaps Porzingis has been playing really good. The Bradley Beal trade rumors have been circulating for a while. That's one I'll have my eyes all over. Cleveland, they're no slouch. They're one of the best scoring teams in the NBA with Garland and Donovan Mitchell as well as Mobley and Allen. That's a tough team in Toronto. Look, these next 5 games are tough. Got to find a way to go 2-3 or 3-2 over these next 5 games. You want to continue to sit pretty in the Western Conference and continue to not let that lead get too far away from the Lakers. Before we bounce out of here, I want to ask you this question. To predict the Lakers' record over the next 5 games, we just showed you them. I think you got to go 3-2. That's going to be tough. I want to hear from you, though. Predict the record down below.